What's up? Wake up, wealth up, everyone. I am Melanie Williams, your favorite mompreneur, coming from Boutique House Enterprises LLC, out here in the sunny shy, waiting on my daughter to finish her practice. I was like, why not do a video? Let's talk to my fans. Let's get some educating going on. Well, she dances with the band. She used to play an instrument. She's done everything at the school. Okay. And hopefully they don't come back. We're going to see how this works. I've got my camera in one hand, and we're going to see how this works. I've never done this in my truck, but I was like, hey, I got my dry erase board back there. Let's see what happens. So today I'm going to talk to you about some credit things that I think we overlook. So right now we're going to be talking about interest payments and why you need to pay attention to how you're paying your credit card bills, how you're paying bills that have a balance that continues to add on. So whereas you have like your car note or your mortgage where you have a set amount of payments, and you know the interest rate, you got a set amount of payments, and this is it's done. With credit cards, that's not the case. Your credit cards, the balance continues to grow until you pay it down to zero. Remember that, people. The balance continues to grow until you pay it down to zero. So a lot of times, we get those credit cards, especially if you have horrible credit and you think you're doing yourself a favor because you're trying to build. So you get this credit card and they tell you only have to pay $20 a month. And you pay that $20 a month thinking, hey, I'm in good. I'm paying my $20. That's going to make my credit score raise up. And no, what you're doing is sentencing yourself to a life of debt. And I'm going to show you just what I'm talking about here. Hopefully, I can do this and you'll be able to understand everything that I'm saying. Okay, so at the top here, it says interest is the penalty you pay for the right to own something in advance that you cannot afford. And that comes from a very wise guy, Mr. Ivey Stokes. I heard him say this, so I'm going to show you what is meant by that. Anytime that you get credit, that is money in advance that you have to pay back. But the trick is knowing how to pay it back. And once I show you this why you want to know how to pay it back, then you're totally going to understand. So I'm going to just go through the scenario here. You probably won't be able to see me here because of the way I have to hold this camera. And because I'm doing this all on my, with my one arm, and I'm going to be working with this other one here. So I like to call this the bloody mess because people don't realize how bad minimum payments hurt you, especially when you have a higher interest rate. And I'm going to show you why it is bleeding you to death right now. Okay, so for most people, with credit cards, I'll say for many people, I won't say for most because there's some folks out there that's got way more than what I'm about to write down. We'll just say that you owe $5,000 in credit card payments. We'll just say this is one card. You owe $5,000. But they tell you, hey, all you have to pay each month is $100. You pay that $100 a month. Woo, yeah, girl, you in good standing. Woo, yeah, boy, you are right. So that's what you pay, your $100 a month. But your credit wasn't great, and you got this card because your credit wasn't great, and your percentage rate is a 21%. So now we got to break this down. We got to find out what part of this percentage rate is your monthly percentage rate. So we're going to take that 21%. And we're going to divide it by 12 months because 12 months in a year. It's going to give you 1.75%. Now, let me tell you what this 1.75% means for you. At 1.75%, we turned it into a decimal, times 5,000 because that's the amount that you owe on your bill. Times 5,000 means that $87.50 is the payment that goes to interest. I want y'all to hear that. $87.50. I hope y'all can see this. I'm doing this with one hand, trying this out. I had my board back here. I'm bored. So we gonna learn some stuff. $87.50 is the interest payment. Interest payment. So this now leaves your principal payment. Well, you only got $100. So the $100 minus the $87.50 leaves $12.50. I want y'all to know this right here, $12.50 is what you actually pay towards your $100 a month on this $5,000. This is what goes to your principal. This is the amount that comes out of the $5,000. This $87.50 is just a bonus to the bank. To whatever finance company, whatever credit card company, Discover, American Express, Capital One, whoever Visa, MasterCard you got, you just gave them this. And you paid $12.50 towards your $5,000 balance. Now let me show you what this means for you in reality, okay? You can keep doing that. If you're fine with that, they report every month that you paid on time. Hey, you keep doing that. But let me tell you what your reality is. If you have a $5,000 credit that you owe, and all they paying towards it is this $12.50 because you're paying that $100 a month that keeps you in the good with them. Maverick Bryson, don't throw your dinosaurs, baby. This $100 keeps you in good standing with them because they told you, hey, don't worry about it. Just pay your $100 a month. That's because you're giving them $87.50. $12.50 goes to your balance. Be careful, baby. I don't want you to knock the board over. So if you have this here, I hope I'm not moving too much, y'all. The wind is blowing. I hope y'all hear me okay. We're going to find out. $5,000 divided by $12.50. It's going to take you 400 months to pay that off. 400 months. Mommy! At $12.50 to pay off this $5,000. Now let's see how many years 400 months is. Okay. 400 months. We're going to divide it by 12 because it's 12 months in a year. This is 33 years. 33 years is going to take you to pay off a $5,000 debt paying $100 a month. Now, I know some of y'all trying to do the math like, no, because $100 a month, because then in no, your whole $100 don't go to that $5,000. I just told you what goes there. $12.50 of that $100 goes to your $5,000. This $87.50, you just gave that to them to say thanks. Thanks for letting me pay $100. Here you go. Let's see how much the bank earns from you over this 33 years that you paying off this $5,000. Because you gave them $87.50. $87.50 times the 400 months. Y'all ready for this? $35,000. Y'all see that? $87.50 times 400 months. 35. Y'all bought a car. $35,000. How many times do 5,000 go into 35,000? You know how many credit cards you paid off? I just showed you bought a car. Some of y'all have gotten so bad with just this part because you didn't know that this $100 a month was costing you $87.50 every month and only the $12.50 that you got behind in this. And this balance that you originally owed may be somewhere close to that already. It may be 10, 12, who knows? You just gave up on it. You're like, oh, you know what? I can't afford that. I'm not doing it. Let me introduce y'all to some terms that I want you all to know. Give me 1 second. I told y'all I'm operating with one hand. I hope that y'all can still see everything here. Give me 1 second because I'm going to erase some things. So I hope you got this. Because I'm going to give you 2 terms that I want you to Google, look up, understand. Because if you have credit cards, if you have revolving debt, that is what this is called. If you have debt that is revolving, which means it adds up every month, the interest is capitalized on it, and it's not a set payment that doesn't grow. I'm going to give you two terms I want you to look up. Okay, for one, I want you to know what your statute of limitations is in the city or state that you live in for collections, okay? Because all debt has a statute of limitations. I'm going to write this on this board. The only debt that doesn't really have a statute of limitations is student loans, which is horrible, but don't worry because there's still a solution for them. And I'm trying to think of the other one. There's one more statute of limitations. I'll write this down because I want y'all to look this up. And then the other one, the other term I want you to look up is called time-barred debt. I'm going to explain to you what that is. But I want you to look that up and understand this, because when it comes to your credit, many people pay people to fix it for them, and then they still don't understand what the problem is with it. So guess what? When you get back in trouble again, you got to go pay somebody again, and you still don't know the process. You still don't know what got you there, how you can get out, and you don't know that you're being ripped off, paying hundreds of dollars for doing things that you could possibly be doing yourself for $10, $15. Postage. Okay? So, creditors and debt collectors have a limited time window in which to sue debtors for non-payment of credit card bills. That limit is set by state statute of limitations. These laws exist to protect people from claims being brought after evidence has disappeared. Anyone with unpaid credit card debt should know their state's statute. In most states, the statute of limitations period on debts is between 3 and 10 years. In some states, the period is longer. According to the U.S. Federal Trade Commission, debts that have lingered longer than the statutes allow are often referred to as time-barred debt. Now, let me tell you what time-barred debt is. Time-barred debts means that let's read what they have here. I'll just give it to you how they have it. If a debt collector sues you to collect a time-barred debt, you have the suit dismissed by letting the court or judge know the debt is indeed time-barred according to the FTCC. Maverick, what's the matter? A time-barred debt means that it has gone past the statute of limitations, and even though they can still pursue collecting it, they can't sue you for it. What did you do, baby? Okay, mommy will be with you in one moment. Sibling rivalry. Okay, so each state has a different amount of years for what is the length for time-barred debt. And then there are also stipulations as to what can be considered in the statute of limitations. So in order for it to qualify to meet the statute of limitations, the company has to be able to provide, the collection agency or whoever's trying to sue you has to be able to provide the original contract, not a generic copy, not something that says, well, they really did do this back in the day one day. It has to be the original copy that you signed. And then some collection agencies know that it's past the date, but because people don't understand that they can't be sued for the debt past the date, they don't show up for court. I did this before, so I'm telling y'all from experience. They don't show up for court, and because they don't show up, it is given to the collection agency or whoever it is that's suing you that they are correct. When in fact, if you had have showed up and said, no, this is past the statute of limitations, or I think this is past because this is when the last, action on this account was, you could have had that looking into and then possibly got that thrown out. A lot of cases are won and judgments entered on people's credit reports because people don't show up to court. So I'm going to get out of here now. My daughter's out of practice. I hope that is what's up so you can wake up and get your wealth up. Remember, people, go and look up the statute of limitations for credit card debt in your state, and also look up the statute of limitations for credit card debt from the state which the credit card came from, because some credit card companies have that option of having it from the state in which they issued the credit and not the state of your residence. And also, Google time bar debt, people. Look on your credit reports and find out if people are trying to sue you for things that have already reached the statute of limitations. That's the limit for showing up on your credit report and the limit for when they can sue you is 2 separate dates. Okay, people? Google it, then come back and tell me that I gave you some information that you didn't know. I love to hear from you. Until next time.